All right, let's talk about Alan Wake 2, a game that took 13 years to show up, and somehow it was worth every second of the wait. Remedy didn't just make a sequel, they crafted a mind-bending horror masterpiece that will have you questioning reality, your flashlight batteries, and your sanity all at once. An FBI agent investigating a string of eerie murders. But of course, things quickly spiral into, what the hell is even happening? The game seamlessly blends survival horror, psychological thriller, and Remedy's signature weirdness into a cinematic experience that keeps you on edge. The storytelling, the visuals, and atmosphere are incredibly good. It's like stepping into a Stephen King novel, if the book itself was trying to mess with your head. If you loved the first game or just enjoy losing sleep over cryptic horror stories, Alan Wake 2 is an absolute must-play. Just keep a flashlight handy. You'll thank me later.
Occultist.
Next up, we have Kena Bridge of Spirits, a game so visually stunning that you'd think Pixar secretly made it. But nope, it's from a small indie studio called Ember Lab, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park with their debut title. You play as Kena, a spirit guide who helps lost souls move on, which sounds peaceful, until you realize those souls don't always want to leave and would rather throw hands or spectral energy blasts instead. Luckily, Kena's got magic powers, a staff that turns into a bow, and most importantly, tiny, adorable creatures called the Rot that help her in battle. Seriously, these little guys are so cute they could probably cure road rage. But don't let the Disney-like charm fool you. Combat can be brutal, with intense boss fights that demand skill and timing. It's the perfect mix of fast-paced action, heartfelt storytelling, and amazing environments that make you just want to stop and take screenshots every 5 minutes. Next up is Dying Light. It is like if someone took parkour, zombies, and a dark, gritty open world and blended them into a chaotic, heart-pounding adventure. Seriously, if you've ever wanted to run through the streets of a zombie-infested city while flipping off walls and smacking zombies in the face with makeshift weapons, this is your game. The real magic in Dying Light lies in its day-night cycle. During the day, the world feels pretty safe, aside from the occasional roaming zombie horde. But when the sun sets, everything changes. The undead get faster, stronger, and downright terrifying. You'll find yourself scrambling for cover, trying to outrun terrifying volatiles that will rip you apart if they catch you. The tension in those night runs is absolutely next level. The combat is incredibly satisfying. Hacking through crowds with a machete or taking down zombies with a flying kick, every kill feels earned.
No! No!
Dishonored 2 is the kind of game that lets you craft your own adventure. You want to sneak through the shadows, taking out enemies with your powers? Or are you more of the guns-blazing type who prefers to kick down doors and make a grand entrance? Either way, you've got the tools to do it, and nothing feels more satisfying than pulling off a flawless stealth kill or blasting your way through a room of guards. In Dishonored 2, you get to choose between two playable characters, Empress Emily Caldwin or Corvo Attano, the protagonist from the first game. Each comes with unique powers, and switching between them gives the game an incredible amount of replayability. Emily can summon a doppelganger, while Corvo can teleport. Talk about a diverse set of powers for taking down enemies in creative ways. The gameplay and the story is full of twists, intrigue, and a world that feels alive with history. Plus, the visual design is straight up gorgeous, and the soundtrack is just amazing.
What am I?
Next is Metro Exodus. You're Artyom, a survivor who leaves the underground tunnels of Moscow for the first time to find a new life in the outside world. And trust me, the world above ground is just as brutal as the tunnels, but it's also beautiful in its own twisted way. Its shift from the more linear level design of the previous games into a semi-open world. You get to explore huge, detailed environments, from snow-covered landscapes to scorched deserts, each brimming with danger and opportunity. Scavenging for supplies, battling mutants, or making tough moral decisions, every moment feels tense and meaningful. The game also brings the atmospheric storytelling Metro fans love, but with more freedom and a deeper narrative. The emotional depth of the characters and the haunting soundtrack add layers to the intense combat and exploration.
Stay down. I'll fucking kill you!
If you've ever wondered what it would be like to be trapped inside a mysterious space station with an alien invasion on your tail, Prey is here to make that nightmare come true. This isn't your average first-person shooter. It's a thrilling blend of psychological horror, immersive sim gameplay, and mind-bending twists. You play as Morgan Yu, a researcher aboard the Talos 1 station, only to find out that the station is crawling with hostile aliens called Typhon. The thing is, you're not just fighting for your life, you're also uncovering the secrets of your past, the station's experiments, and the true purpose of everything happening around you. Talk about an existential crisis. Prey is so special because of the freedom of choice it offers. You can go in guns blazing, sneak through the shadows, or use the aliens' powers against them. Plus, the environments are richly detailed and full of mysteries to uncover, making every corner of the station feel like a puzzle waiting to be solved.
I've already updated your transfer with the list you requested. Take a look.
Hellblade is an action-adventure game, takes you on a journey through Norse mythology, but it's more about the psychological struggle within Senua's mind than anything else. You play as Senua, a warrior who's on a quest to save her lover's soul from the underworld. Along the way, you experience her descent into psychosis, as the game's sound design, using binaural audio, makes you feel like the voices are coming from inside your own head. It's intense, immersive, and a unique experience that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about mental health. The combat is brutal, the puzzles are clever, and the atmosphere is nothing short of captivating. But it's the emotional weight of Senua's journey and her inner turmoil that truly sets Hellblade apart. It's a game that doesn't just want to entertain you, it wants to make you feel.
Find us in position! Don't let them surround you. They will always...
Control is the kind of game that makes you feel like you're living inside a David Lynch fever dream. Bizarre, unpredictable, and endlessly fascinating. You play as Jessie Faden, a young woman searching for her missing brother in the mysterious Federal Bureau of Control, FBC, a government agency that deals with paranormal phenomena. But this isn't your typical office building. Think weird science, telekinetic powers, and haunted hallways that feel like they came straight out of a mind-bending thriller. The real magic of Control comes from its environment. The FBC's headquarters is a shifting, labyrinthine structure that feels like it's alive, changing as you explore. You'll battle strange enemies, uncover cryptic secrets, and use telekinesis to fling furniture, enemies, or whatever you can find at your foes. It's as fun as it sounds. But don't let the wild visuals and powers fool you. Control also weaves a haunting narrative full of twists, turns, and mysteries that'll keep you hooked from start to finish. Greedfall is like The Witcher 3 and Dragon Age had a beautiful, action-packed baby, and that baby was set in a 17th century fantasy world. You step into the boots of Desardet, a diplomat and adventurer who's caught in the middle of a battle between warring factions, while also trying to uncover the mysteries of a new, magical island. It's RPG gold with plenty of choices that impact the world around you. What makes Greedfall stand out is its intricate character customization, from your combat style to your abilities in diplomacy, persuasion, or even alchemy. You can go full-on brute force, sneak around, or talk your way out of sticky situations, or into more trouble, depending on your charm. The freedom is what makes it so fun. There's never just one way to approach a problem. The world building is rich, with different factions, each with their own agendas. And you'll have to navigate this political web while making decisions that will impact the fate of the island.
Taste my saber! Come and taste my saber! Come on, let's see what you've got! Come and taste my saber!
If you're looking for a game that's essentially a love letter to everything chaotic, explosive, and high-octane, Mad Max delivers that in spades. Set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland where gasoline is worth more than gold, you play as the titular Max, a lone wanderer seeking vengeance while trying to survive in a world where every day is a fight for survival. What makes Mad Max so thrilling is its vehicular combat. You'll spend a ton of time in your car, the magnum opus, customizing it with weapons and armor to help you take down enemy convoys, raiders, and all manner of wasteland maniacs. The car battles are intense, and each one feels like you're in a crazy action movie chase scene. But it's not all just car fights. There's a solid amount of hand-to-hand combat and exploration, where you'll uncover resources, wreckage, and story-driven quests that keep you hooked. The world feels alive in its desolation, and there's a dark humor to it all that makes it oddly fun. Sleeping Dogs is the game that lets you live out your ultimate martial arts fantasy while navigating the gritty underworld of Hong Kong. You play as Wei Shen, an undercover cop trying to infiltrate the infamous Sun On Yi triad, but things get messy quickly. It's a combination of high-octane action, hand-to-hand combat, and a compelling crime story. What really sets Sleeping Dogs apart is its fluid combat system. Picture this. You're in a fight and you're effortlessly mixing brutal punches, kicks, and counterattacks, all while using the environment to your advantage. Need to throw a guy into a fan? Done. Throw him into a phone booth? No problem. The combat feels incredibly dynamic and makes you feel like a total action hero. The open world design is another highlight, with side activities like street races, martial arts tournaments, and even karaoke. Yes, karaoke. The world of Hong Kong is bustling, and there's always something fun to do outside of the main story. Last game is The Evil Within 2. You play as Sebastian Castellanos, a detective who's trying to rescue his daughter from a nightmare world full of disturbing monsters and twisted realities. The game blends psychological horror with plenty of action, and each chapter has you questioning what's real and what's just a figment of your horror-fueled imagination. What makes The Evil Within 2 stand out is its environmental design. The game world is a bizarre mix of the real world and nightmarish landscapes that keep you on edge at all times. There's no such thing as a calm moment. Whether you're sneaking through haunted streets or battling grotesque creatures, it's a constant pulse-pounding experience. The combat system is tense, and ammo is always scarce, so you have to choose your battles wisely. Plus, there's a huge emotional arc that gives you more depth to Sebastian's character and the dark world he's navigating. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the latest and greatest games. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update. Got a game you'd love to see in a future video? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned and see you next time.